Alright, so hi everyone. Today we are going to see Pro Builder, which is a package from Unity to build blocks and let's say level and station blocks to evaluate concepts and see how these levels and worlds work. So let's begin. So the first thing we are going to do, I'm going to the Unity Hub. You can see here, and I'm going to create a new project, but please pay attention to the version. I'll use the 2023.220 F1, and here I want you to put attention because I will use a universal 3D render pipeline. And here I'll just put my name. I'll input it like a tutorial on Pro Builder, maybe there, then something like that. We'll just assign folder to create it, and then we'll go to create project. All right, so now that the template has been loaded, then I want to go to the package manager. Then so I will open the package manager here. I'll go here. Remember, you go to Window Package Manager, and then I'll go to Unity Registry, and I'll try to browse for Pro Builder. So here's the version. At this point, I'll load the 5.2.4, and then I'll install this version. Alright, so once it's installed, you'll see actually just close this window, and then we'll go to Tools, and then you'll see the Pro Builder tools on your window nearby, so you actually can look at them. And if you go to Pro Builder window, then you'll see there's a tool palette with many options here. You'll see their new shape, for example, and it actually pops up this tool palette with different type of shapes. We'll see there's also new poly shape, smoothing, and different type of shapes that you may use for building something. Okay, so for example, if I'm going to build something here, then I can click Shift on the keyboard, and then I can pre-visualize how is this shape. Then I can just click on it. Like this. So if I'm going to build a new shape, this for example, then I can actually build it and extrude it directly. If you want to edit that shape, then you can go to the the inspector, and then see edit shape, and then you can edit the properties, the size, or another properties of this. If you approach to the shape, you can actually move around by these dots that you can see in different faces of the geometry that you're building on, which is very useful in Unity. And then you also see there's also this tool called the new poly shape, so you can build a polygon, whatever polygon shape you want. Let's say a very extravagant shape, and then if you click here, I'll click here, then you can actually see the palette poly shape tool here. You're still editing mode, and then in extrusion you can actually extrude that shape. So once you extrude that shape, then you will see the result of what you're building. Just click enter, and the shape is already created. There's also smoothing tools that you can actually make them softer at the same time. There's a material editor where you can add materials here. There's also a UV editor where you can actually unwrap the shape of what you have built, and then edit some sort of unwrapping if you want to do some sort of wrapping materials. And then you got vertex colors if you want to edit those ones. Select by materials. You can also subdivide objects. For example, here I have subdivide this object here in and then I can actually edit it by faces, pretty much similar than any other geometry editor such as Maya, 3D Max, or Blender, etc. So you'll see there's also like a very big spectrum of edition. Well, particularly if you want to subdivide or edit any of the faces, edges as well, and edit in more details. So you can actually edit these shapes in much more detail, so it gives you a little bit freedom of editing. So if you want to build something that is not very high poly as well, and it's more into the blocking style, but at the same time or also test the concept, you can also use this. We also have more options into the new shape panel. So you'll see there are cylinders. Well, you can actually edit them and then edit the size. So you'll see if we approach to it, you'll see there are much more faces and sides once we edit here. We can also make it smooth, etc. Edit the different things of this cylinder. At the same time, we have options of build a cone, spheres. Very useful tool is to build these doors actually that help us to build some sort of a level for level design. You can also use these sort of doors or arcs that we have. There's also this tool that helps you to build, you'll see pyramids and prisms, and then also we already saw these ones. Something very useful, it will be this ladder, which we'll use a lot today in this tutorial. And then we go to edit shape, you will see in this side the count, where you can edit the height. So you can edit either by height, like how much how high it is, but also the count. You can count how many steps you want to build on that stairs. Okay, so very useful for building. You can also turn this into a circular or circumferential ladder or escalator stairs, right? Which depends on which type of design you're actually making, right? For example, this style, super interesting, a little bit retro and cool. But yeah, there are many options to build your world or your scene on this Pro Builder panel that we just installed. We have this tool called Torus. You can see here. If you click here, when we go edit shape, then you see how many rows we can put around the ring, and then columns as well, how many columns. And then if we want to close this cycle, you want to build a almost closed ring, for example, etc., or an arc, like a not closed arc. And then also, as you can see here, well, see closer, you'll see how to is actually closing or not in this plane, right? I would say transversal plane. Okay, so very useful for construction. And then we also have this arc tool. I will build something here, like let's build it like this. So we'll also approach here. So the player can go through, for example. You can use this tool to build this sort of shape, and then you will also have some sort of pipe. Okay, so if you edit here, we'll also edit. We can edit the count, how many counts it has, this pipe, the high counts, right? In the horizontal and vertical axes. Okay, how much it has, and then of course you can actually edit the shape, go through it. You can edit it by the planes, by these dots, remember, as we saw before. if you go to the strict top view, then you can also see this editor toggles, right, that allow us to edit our shapes. Okay, right, super. So for now, to make it work and to build some sort of exercise, what are we going to do? I'm going to delete these elements on scene, and I want you to download something from the asset store. So we'll go to delete this, we'll go to the here, center our view, and then we'll go to internet panel. Well, we'll see there is this website called Asset Unity Store. You just browse Unity Asset Store. Let's Unity Asset Store. Unity Asset Store. Then you can go to it. You have to log in with your own, let's say, account. And once you log in with your account, then you have to browse. In my case, I'll use this example I will show you here, which is called a start asset. It's an asset from Unity that's called starter asset. And then these assets actually are in, be careful because they are in third person and first person. So the one I'm going to use actually is called the first person asset. You'll see it has some sort of interface UI here, and it helps us to drop a player into the world that we're building so we can test. So once you're logging in, so make sure you are logging, and then you go to this, you'll see there are certain photos of things that we can build, right? I want you to download it, or click here, open in Unity. So we click here, we allow them to open in Unity Editor, and then we'll try to, it will trigger our Unity Package Manager. And once it opens this Package Manager, then we can import to the project, download it and import to the project. So we click here, import to the project, and then well, it's asking for dependencies, then we install those dependencies and we keep going. Alright, so once it's done, we'll see here, we'll import this, we'll select Alt, and then we'll import them to the project. Started assets, and so there where we found our started assets. So we'll close this window, and then we'll go from bottom here, go to project, and in project here in assets, we'll go to the starter assets here, bottom left, and then we'll go to this first person. I'll move the Pro Builder panel here. We'll probably look at it in this side, and then we'll open first person prefabs, and then I want to open this nested parent unpack and put it here into the scene. Okay, and then what I will do is that I will just delete this camera, because we need only one camera, and what just now we will see here in this pack we already have a main camera. So we'll delete this camera, we'll just leave one, and then you will see there is a package here into the scene. It has some sort of UI that allows us to navigate the scene and certain other elements, but now it seems empty, so we don't have anything, so we have to decide what to do. Alright, so what do we do? The first thing we should do is actually have some sort of idea of what we want to build. In my case, I actually generate two drafts. You'll see the first draft I have is this, something that the player may navigate and may find interesting, where the camera can go into different tunnels and different sections that it feels that it at least has different different spaces of different type of context, where you can see there's some sort of micro world or some sort of contained scene. So I tried to build this, and you'll see it has some stairs. We have different levels, right? And a few buildings here, 1 through 3, and few main blocks, some sort of bridges also where you can cross So you'll see the camera experiencing that as well. So I think it will be a bit interesting. And then I also try to elaborate a kind of like a top view of the same element. So we'll see here, if you see here, we'll try to position them into one of the together, so you'll see these two elements. So I can actually leave you these ones to follow up into in the description of the video. You can share it, so you can actually try it out using the tools that we have right now. So we can try to build this, and so we'll go back to Unity and try to use the tools of ProBuilder, and we'll also use geometry and Unity tools to build something like this. All right, let's begin. So back into Unity, the first thing actually I think I'm going to do is to check a little bit into the top view. I'm going to see the size of these things. So you'll see in Unity there's a grid, and you'll see this grid has some sort of proportional measurement that helps you to guide yourself between when you are building objects, or when you are moving camera, when you are actually moving elements, even when you are programming certain scripts. You can also try to sort of snap into those sizes. So for now, I'm going to build the main blocks that I actually see into my images. I see you can see here, there are one block that's kind of big, and then there's also another block here, and then this block start to become smaller into the vertical plane, right? So we got one block, another block, and another block, so we can call them floors. So we have in the right side we have 3 floors, so these are the main big blocks that we have to build, and in the left I also have one which is probably about the same size of the next one. So those are the considerations you have to think about when you are building something. Then I have another big block here, and then I have these 2 buildings, and the others are just corridors, stairs, and platforms where you can cross. Player could either jump or cross between spaces. So first thing I'm going to do, I'll just add a new shape, and I'll try to build a floor. A floor that should be big enough to kind of like cover all of our buildings. So then I'll click here to maybe give some sort of extrusion. So I extrude this shape and make it like a floor. So I'll click here and try to see something that is very useful when you're building this type of thing, geometrical thing, is that you try to build a floor and use these strict views. Strict views are extremely helpful when you are trying to build some sort of like levels or spaces that you want them to fit or connect perfectly. Now to continue, I actually will put the reference image in somewhere. So I try to open, minimize this. Try to open my image from here and have it as a reference into the right side maybe. And then the left side I'll choose my Unity here. Then I'll see there's like 2 big blocks or corridors, so I'll build another one right now, new shape, and then I'll build something. Let's see the size. So I'll try to see how big is this, how small is my player. Maybe let's try to like this. Let's build 2 big blocks here, and maybe I'll just make them like this, and then I go to scene, maybe this size. And then for the next one, I also wanted to build the next block. Now to build the next block, I actually wanted to make those bridges on holes here. So there are many ways that you can build it. I think I'm going to build it using the new poly shape. So I'll try to use the new poly shape. So let's maximize here, and maybe I'll try to poly shape. I want to go very close to my here, and then maybe build it like this. Alright, so then you can edit a little bit certain parts. I want them to be more refined. And then I'll go here, then I'll go to the extrusion side, and then I'll extrude this shape, make it just large. And I'll just use the toggle to move it. And then I'll go into the game side to see how they look like. I think they are this. Well, I want to separate them, and maybe in the right side, maybe duplicate this one, or just go straight and duplicate it. Control C, Control V. Duplicate this shape, and then we'll see this one, and then again. Something like this, right? And then I'll go to see how it's looking like. Maybe I'll make another one, make this a little bit larger. So you can play with the edition tools either from the Pro Builder. You can click here, you click any shape here, for example, and then you edit poly shape, and you have all the possibility of keep editing your shapes at the same time. You can also use this Unity edition tools as well. So it's very flexible, helps you to build something. So now let me see a little bit. I'm going to see my reference image. Probably 1, 2, 3, maybe I'll make this corridor a little bit longer. I'll go to the top here. I'll go to the top here. Maybe a little bit longer. Maybe this one. I'll go to the top. Let's see how they look like. That. There's one extra here. So the whole time I suggest you to keep visiting your references, your reference image, so you'll see more or less what you actually are building. In this case, I know that these floors, or arc floors, I would call them, it have to be a little bit wider, because I have 1, 2, and 3 corridors in between that, more or less floors. There's a lot of information to put in here, so I will make them a little bit larger, wider. And then after this, I start to realize the height of floor. So I go to the game side, and then I'll go to take a look onto the stairs and the platforms. So first, the other big thing I need to build is probably this building, and then the floors. So I'm going to build another big block here, trying to I'll left a little space for corridor. So I'm going to wait, I can build something here. build some corridor here. Click here, go up again. Our count. How big is this floor? Keep the proportions, something like this. And then I'll see how does it look like in terms of image. You'll see there's a corridor here. You'll see, okay, there's a corridor. Maybe it needs to be a little bit shorter, like this, and then we'll build another block on top of it. So build, we can actually duplicate this block or here, and then duplicate it. Okay, so we'll try to follow it as accurate as we could. And then here we'll see there is a stairs, so sort of steps on to the upper floor, which is something we should probably build on. So how we're going to build that? Well, we're going to the Pro Builder tools here, and then we're going to new shape stairs. So we're going to this side, maybe like this, and I think it's in the opposite side. We're going to rotate it. You can also use this side, but you can also remember in the inspector you can rotate these things in a more precise way. I'm going to see these stairs. I'm going to edit the shape because I think it requires more steps than what it looks like. Otherwise it looks like too large with too less steps. It looks like we are a little bit giant. Let's say 25 steps, and then this could be, I don't know, it should be more or less the size of the player. So you see this is the size of the player. So we'll try to accommodate this into the half of the space. I'll just accommodate it here into two squares, around 2 squares, and we'll see if that's actually cool or not. And then I'll just move this one here, and then I'll probably extend the size of it, like this, and then I'll go to my reference image to see this one actually how it looks like. So then I'll try to follow with the geometry on the other side to the bottom, and maybe making a little bit lower then, and then I will build a volume on next to it. So then this volume will be a chord. So that's how I build the volume when I create a new shape. Create a new shape until the end, like this. And then I'll go to visit this side, and then I'm going to see it to look like it's a little bit over the place. This one should be also the whole space, and here we should go to the other view and then go to the side. So something like this. So then I have one of them like this, and then we'll start to build on it. So here I want to also on top of build sort of like another building, right, that we saw in the image, this building, and then another, we have the other floors. These are just surfaces and stairs, right? And I build this with ones with cylinders. Okay, so I'm gonna show you that. I'm going to show you. I will probably use go here and new shape. I'll create a new shape here. It will be more or less the size of one big square here, and then I'll go to another view. We'll build it like this here. Build it like this. You see, and then I will copy this shape and then duplicate it and use this here, and I will use this scaling tool to make this a little bit smaller, so we'll have something like this. So here, and now I will take this one here, this one, and duplicate it, and I will create this here. Now these three shapes belong to the building, so I will go to right click and then create an empty parent, and then I'll go to put these two also in the same shape. And now I'm going to duplicate these two. So you'll see we have a sort of like a building here. Now this building, as I was ideating here, is kind of like sustained by columns, so I wanted to put it on here. Maybe put it here, this side and this side. But it seems it's a little bit big of what I was expecting though, so I will probably take the whole object and make it a little bit short, maybe 0.6, 0.6, so we'll use the inspector to resize, see how it looks like, and we'll go this side and this. I wanted to put it on top of it here, so, and then the columns should be sustained. So let's see how it looks like. Yeah, now these two probably look a little bit taller of what I was expecting, so I may probably try to embed these stairs a little bit more into these columns, just try to adjust it in terms of, I have this two, and then I'll try to go a little bit inside with my steps, and then I'll have this. So if you go, I will go to the top here and I'll go to create some sort of the columns of this building. So I'll click on the cylinder, okay. I'll create this cylinder. I'll also go down and then to see how to embed these columns. Column 1, and then I also want to duplicate this column or paste it, but this column should go even further because it has to sustain the building on the bottom. So I will actually extend this one and edit shape, and then just go here closer. You can see here this, and then I'll probably select this one and also copy it and paste it or duplicate it. Right? I want to create some sort of like a sustained column building. I'll supervise where's the column here. There you go, like that. Alright, so this is how it looks like I'm building here. I actually have to build a very long stairs here on this side to make the player come up a little bit, and then I also build this bridge that allows the player to go into different levels, going here up and also using these stairs to go up as well. well as this main tower that we were building. I built another things, and then I'm going to also double check my concept to see whether I'm kind of fulfilling what I was looking for. I think there's still a few details that I can keep making and go ahead. If you want to keep putting more details, please feel free to do it. It will give you actually a sense of what the scene needs, what this Pro Builder tools give you. For now, I think I'm going to test it. I'm going to try to test it here, and I'll go to explore it. I'll play here, and then just press the space bar to go up, jumping, going up. Make the player go up. You can edit the interactions of the player later on. I'll show you in the inspector using this, but you can see actually here's the building. You can use the mouse to go to put your directions around. So more or less how it looks like. I think these stairs are actually good. The ones probably have to fix the size. Here, if we want to go down the corridor, you can also observe how it looks like. Maybe this side, look at this side, you see different perspectives of the scene. Yes. Here we're coming up. Probably here I forgot to build the stairs as well the other side, but I'm kind of happy with these results. I'll let you to keep editing, and I think that will be all for today. Let me stop this playing here to show you. If you click here and then step back camera in the player capsule, you'll see there are some details to edit the player, so we can edit the speed, rotation speed, and other details such as gravity, etc. So you can take a look to these properties that the player has, and then play with them around to see whether your player needs some adjusting settings. In this case, I think that will be all for my side, and see you next time.